Good morning. I call the February 24th, 2026 meeting of the DuPage County Board to order. I invite everyone to stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Member Martinez, will you please lead the pledge? Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now invite Pastor David Elliott from the Lutheran Church of the Master in Carroll Stream to lead us in the invocation.
Dave, good morning. Thank you for having me here. It is an honor to both live in and serve in DuPage County and to call this community my home. But let us pray. Gracious and ever-living God, you are the source of all wisdom, justice, and mercy. We give you thanks for the gift of community and for those who have been entrusted with public service here in DuPage County. You call each of us into vocations that serve our neighbor and seek the common good. Grant to these elected leaders and civic servants clarity of mind, integrity of heart, and courage in their deliberations. Where there is disagreement, sow mutual respect. Where there is complexity, grant patience. Where decisions carry weighty consequences, grant compassion for those most vulnerable. And in this Lenten season, guide their work toward what is just, honorable, and life-giving for all who call this county home. Restrain pride, deepen humility, and strengthen their resolve to steward resources wisely and fairly. Bless this meeting and time together and the work that will follow, that it may contribute to the flourishing of our shared community. We entrust this time to you, O God, trusting in your steadfast love and abiding presence forever. Amen.
Mr. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
Member Cahill, Member Childress, Member Covert.
Here.
Member Dessart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante, Member Martinez, Member Ozog, Member Schwarzy, Member Tornatori, Member Yu,
Here.
and Member Zay.
Okay, this morning I would like to invite Dr. Larry Van Owen and North Central College's Steve Caliendo and Kristen Garrity to the podium. Today we have a proclamation for Chords for Kids. Today we honor a person who gathers college students, special needs kids, young adults, and their parents, mixes in familiar music, costumed characters, and some silliness as he creates pure magic. Dr. Larry Van Owen, music professor at the North Central College, and his North Central East Wind Ensemble set aside a Saturday night on their performance calendar for a concert called Chords for Kids at Wentz Auditorium. It provides a safe and joyful space where children and adults can sing, move, and dance without feeling out of place in a concert hall. We invited Dr. Van Oyen back to the county board to thank him and his ensemble. We are also honoring Dr. Van Oyen today because the 2026 Chords for Kid concert on Saturday will be his last, as he's retiring this year. Please allow me to read the proclamation. Whereas North Central College is hosting the 19th annual Chords for Kids concert at 7 p.m. Saturday, February 28th. And whereas Chords for Kids is a free concert for children with special needs and their families, hosted by the North Central Concert Winds Ensemble and conducted by Dr. Lawrence Van Oyen. Whereas adopting the motto, Wigglers Welcome, this event encourages children with special needs to move and dance, sing, and be themselves at a concert, allowing parents not to worry about the typical concert etiquette. Whereas since 1992, Dr. Van Oyen has served as a director of bands and instructor of saxophone at North Central College. And whereas during his tenure at North Central College, he has twice received the college's Distinguished Faculty Award for Teaching and Leadership. Whereas under his direction, the North Central College Concert Winds has developed a reputation for its technical precision and how do you say it? Music ship, it says here. Music ship. Okay. Music ship, musicality, music. Yeah, there you go. Whereas, sorry, I had to ask the violinist. Whereas Dr. Van Oyen and members of the North Central College Concert Winds Ensemble have shown incredible leadership in fostering an environment where every child can feel valued, respected, and welcome into the world of music. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Deborah A. Conroy, Chair of the DuPage County Board, and members of the County Board do hereby honor Dr. Lawrence Van Oyen for his outstanding career as a professor of music and for creating and nurturing North Central's groundbreaking Chords for Kids concert, which provides a joyful, creative, and inclusive arts experience for young people with special needs and their families. All in favor? Okay. Enacted the 24th day of February 2026 in Wheaton, Illinois. Motion carries.
Thank you so much. It really has gone by so fast, but this is such a wonderful concert. The students are just, it's their favorite concert of the year. We do a song called Spider Pig, and we had one student dress up as Spider-Man, but if you can see, we started with 2 and this year we have 8. Because so I lost control of that a long time ago here. But it's been so fun. I get to dance, the students dance, and the kids are just wonderful. At the end of the concert, the kids can come up and conduct the band, and then we get a picture of them with the concert all in the background. But it's been just an absolute privilege. Thank you so much. This means so much to me.
Okay. Now we have an anniversary award. I would like to invite Rula Echo E. Thakalis and Steve Travia, as well as, thank you, Mary Ozog, to the podium. They're so pretty. Okay, today we are so happy to honor someone who is a familiar face to many. Rula Echo C. Thakalis. Did I say that right? Okay, that. Celebrates 25 years with the county. She started in facilities management, moved over to our Division of Transportation, and in her role as highway maintenance coordinator, she coordinates with procurement, finance, and other departments. I also have it on good authority that Rula is a big sports fan. I'll let Steve Travia, our Transportation Department Director and Committee Chair Mary Ozog, share a few thoughts as we celebrate Rula's milestone.
All right, good morning, everybody. Rula, thank you for pronouncing. Echo Siddiqus. Yes, all right. So it's probably fitting that I've probably known Rula the shortest of the whole gallery over there that's come to wish her well, because based on some of the roasting that was going on beforehand, so anyway, however, Rula started with the county January 4th, 2001, working on accounts receivable and facilities management, joined DOT in November of 2018, first as an administrative specialist in the main office, and then in her current position as a highway maintenance coordinator in May of 2019. In this role, she oversees the complete procurement process for highway maintenance. She monitors contract expiration and assists in preparing bid documents and purchase requisitions for board approval. Rula collaborates closely with procurement, finance, and other departments. She's active year-round in the DOT dispatch, which is especially critical during snow and ice operations, of which there has been quite a few this winter. So Rula brings a friendly nature, team-oriented spirit, and is always eager to learn and ready to help. I've learned she's also a big sports fan. Prior to the pandemic, she enjoyed participating in the county's bowling, volleyball, softball, and softball leagues, and she's always rooting for the Cubs. A former supervisor once said Rula's superpower is that she seems to know everyone at the county. When she joined DOT, she was a huge resource in connecting us with other departments. When we would say, I don't know who to talk to about that, Rula would already be picking up the phone and dialing, and an introduction solved our problem. So congratulations, Rula, and thank you for 25 years with the county.
Thank you. 10 more years. I know the board appreciates brevity. I am so grateful. We've had quite a few changes over the last few years on the Transportation Committee. Steve has been here for less than 2 years, and I would say that his transition has been seamless because of employees who have been here for a very long time and are willing to share their knowledge. So congratulations, thank you. And here's to the next 25. Is that a, thank you. Okay. 10. Jim, do you want to come up? Come on. Nick. Nick, come on. All right. No. Okay. Congratulations.
Okay, that was fun. Okay, on the matter of public comment, according to our county board rules, members of the public shall be afforded time to address the board. Individual remarks shall not exceed 3 minutes in length, nor shall the total time provided for all remarks exceed 30 minutes. Our first speaker is
Mr. Patel.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, board members. I'm here to seek 1,000 square feet variance from existing establishments for Lucky 7 Bistro LLC. So we applied for our permits and everything in the 2023. We went through the zoning, we went through the fire department, health department, building departments, and we received our permits. And our permits were stating that we have a Class B restaurant license with the 6 gaming machines. We did the construction and everything, and we finished the project in the early 2025, and we applied for a liquor license. We were given a G1 applications for the cafe. We passed the inspection for the G1 liquor license, and then they charge us $32.50 for the application and the liquor license fees. We paid that, and we never received the liquor license, and we were notified that we will need a variance because we were in existing of another video gaming establishments. So I'm here to seek the variance. We are no near the church. We're not near the schools. We are away from the daycares. So I'm here, if you guys can please give me a support. So before the ordinance passed, there was a 23 locations in DuPage County unincorporated area, and they were just getting pouring license and putting the machines in. They did not follow the regulations. The majority of them did not follow the regulations, and they were grandfathered. And I'm here still waiting for, to get one variance. We have spent more than $250,000 in this project, and zoning board approved with the 6 yeas, and they approved this project. Development committee also approved by 4. I went to the hundreds of neighborhoods and get the signs, get this, so neighborhood can give the petitions, and I can get that 1,000 square feet variance. And I have a 77 neighbors are favoring this project. We are heavily trafficked in Lake Street in Addison, and many of us got the grandfathered, and I'm here still waiting to get the one variance, and it's been 3 years. And there's a lots of times I have invested, a lot of money is invested. So I'm here for every board members. Please give me a support. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
Glenn Nelson.
Good morning. That was a good speech. I feel for him. This board failed in giving him the license, though, because they failed within 100-foot distance, within the 100-foot distance of another gaming facility, period. Okay, I don't need to say any more about that. I had more to say, but we, the public, your constituents, have been providing input about our concerns regarding the spread of video gaming in DuPage County. We have done what we could, and in large part, our efforts were in vain because many members of this county board have not listened, primarily the 4 who I've called out before that have probably been here too long. As such, the county has dropped the ball on this issue. I've spoken with each board member who cared enough to either reach out to me or speak with me in passing, and I truly believe those people who I spoke with do care about this issue. Concerns we shared include machine robberies, 473 in Illinois in 2025, 40 in the first 2 weeks of 2026, many in DuPage County. Every gaming establishment takes money out of the financially vulnerable residents' pockets and risks further strain on public programs like SNAP, Medicaid. You and I might be able to spend money and lose 25% of it whenever we choose, but vulnerable populations get impacted more severely. The 12 DuPage County municipalities that prohibit video gaming have the highest home values in DuPage County, but the county thinks this correlation is of no relevance, and people say it doesn't impact home values. Tell that to those constituents. These municipalities are more than happy that this board graciously approves cannabis dispensaries and video gaming in unincorporated DuPage County, while their municipalities maintain family-friendly character. Campaign contributions from law firms that defend video gaming establishments, one in particular defending SMM Management, Angela Food and Deli, campaign contributions go to 6 members of this county board, even in 2025 to all 6, and to some of them for decades. This is public record. Lutka Hahn's law firm contributed to Tornatore, Zay, Krajewski, Eckhoff, Cahill, and even Chair Conroy in 2025. They also appear to hugely contribute to the other candidates in Tornatore's and Zay's districts, almost exclusively. One of the 5 candidates running for governor now owns Gold Rush Gaming and supplies gaming machines to 740 video gambling establishments in northern Illinois, Chicago suburbs and counties. A recent shooting death at a video gaming facility, can you still hear me? In Bridgeview, Illinois.
Mr. Nelson, your 3 minutes is up. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Gene Turner.
Morning, I'm a resident of DuPage County. I've lived here now for almost 6 years, and I'm here to request that you vote against the zoning variance for the Lucky 7 Bistro. In my short tenure here, I have seen a proliferation of these gambling establishments, and I believe that it detracts from the character of our community. I can appreciate that small restaurants and other businesses suffered greatly during COVID. And last time I was here, I heard that some of these businesses needed these terminals in order to survive financially. But I just don't believe that's true. I live in Lombard, and my husband and I walk to Brooks Tap, where we used to, and it was a great little restaurant. COVID hit, and of course they suffered. And then they put in these terminals, and the restaurant has not been the same since. Yet other family restaurants who've stuck to providing really good food, like Greek Isle, and I'm trying to think of the other one, but anyhow, I think that there are just too much of a proliferation of these gambling establishments. I think it detracts from our communities. Nearby, like my husband and I go to Downers Grove, Naperville, and these communities are really cute and quaint. But on the drive there, we're seeing all these video establishments proliferating. And I think it detracts from the charm of our communities. And I think that the ordinance needs to be revised to put a cap on the total number of gaming establishments and on their density. It is really detracting from the charm of DuPage County. So, and the other point that I wanted to make is that addictive substances such as cannabis, alcohol, cigarettes are tightly monitored. The gaming facilities, they only pay a 5% tax out of the revenue that they bring in. I think that's too low, and I believe that there needs to be a cap on the number of gaming facilities. So thank you very much for listening to me, and I encourage you to vote against this variance.
Victor Lenhart.
Hello, can everybody hear me? Yeah, all right. Hi, my name is Victor Lenhart. I am with Hilltop Homes. I am here about a variance I'm asking for in unincorporated Downers Grove. There is a lot that I have purchased there that is a 66-foot wide by 300 lot that was originally 2 pins. It is still 2 separate property pins, making 33-foot wide by 300 lots. I've asked for a variance to build new construction homes on that. I'm looking to build quality, what I call stick-built construction. There's no prefab. They'll have full basements, and they will be affordable for people to move into Downers Grove. I personally bought a house in that very neighborhood. My first house I bought at 23 years old. I've seen it change. I grew up in Downers Grove. I went to Downers Grove North. I've seen the neighborhood change a lot. It has come up. It's become very unaffordable for people like me when I first moved there to be able to purchase and live in that town. I know it's a lot on the density, but it's in one lot, and it's an infill lot that is existing on those 2 33-foot wide ones, and still square footage of the lot is much greater than other lots in Downers Grove, being that it's 300 foot deep. There is city water and sewer already in front of these lots, so there is no concern with the wells, which we all know from Lock Former, the wells in the neighborhood are kind of a moot point. And the septic, though, is not required because it has the sewer already there. I guess in short, I'm just asking for the opportunity to build houses that, a younger family could move into, or an older family who's looking to downsize their house and not leave the area would be able to afford a new construction, nice home and stay in Downers Grove, which I'm sure a lot of you know, new construction in Downers Grove is extremely expensive these days. And if I was able to build these, it would give an opportunity to people who otherwise would not have the opportunity to move into that community. And yeah, I guess that's all. Thank you.
Oops. Okay, if the board has received public comment via our online portal per board policy, those comments were provided to members yesterday so they could be reviewed. Comments submitted electronically will be included in the minutes of this meeting. Okay, this morning we had a chance to thank Rula for 25 years of service, including her wonderful work with our Division of Transportation. Last week, I took advantage of the break in the weather and had coffee with the chair and expressed my appreciation to our DuDOT plow drivers. Sorry, and the team over at the 140 building. Thanks to Mike Figueray, our manager of highway operations, heavy equipment crew leaders, Bob Nickrand and Jason Gunther, heavy equipment operator Antonio Solis, and assistant manager Dave Kaler. We stayed in park, but Jason gave me the chance to see firsthand what it's like to drive one of our plows. And thank God, see that little thing, that little computer? That's how you can see what's going on outside the truck. I'm like, anyways, that was fascinating to me. And Mike shared an update on where we stand with our winter operations. DuPage Division of Transportation maintains 1,054 plowable lane miles of highway. That's longer than the distance from Chicago to Denver. We have used about 13,000 tons of salt and 18,000 gallons of liquid de-icer materials so far this season. We have averaged 19.1 inches of snow over the last 3 years. This season, as you might expect, we were ahead of average with 27 inches of snow to date. Thanks to Mike and the team for an excellent tour and for all they do to keep DuPage roads safe and drivable. Finally, today, I'm thrilled to share with you our plan to celebrate our nation's 250th anniversary, our semi-quincentennial. Allow me to thank our partners who will join us in a community-wide celebration of the people, places, and stories that make DuPage County a vibrant part of the American experience. We will kick things off in early March with snapshots of DuPage, honoring 250 years of America, a county-wide photo contest. In June, our DuPage mayors and managers have agreed to join us here at the county when we contribute to a time capsule this summer. Our mayors and village presidents will join us as we add our items and bury the capsule on our Wheaton campus for our descendants to open in the future. We are also partnering with Choose DuPage and the Historical Museum to promote historical exhibits and their oral history project. And I'm working with Power Forward DuPage to put together a youth mural project. Thank you to our partners as we bring our communities together for this nation's celebration. We'll share details on these projects in today's news release. Okay, moving on. I seek a motion to approve the consent agenda items. Okay. All right. 26760 DuPage County regular meeting minutes, Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. 26649 2026 pay list. 26654 2026 auto debit pay list. 26701 210 2026 pay list. 26754 213 2026 pay list. 26755 213 2026 auto debit pay list. 26707 recorder's monthly revenue statement, January 2026. 26759 treasurer's monthly report of investments and demand deposits, January 2026. 26693 29 2026 Corbell wire transfer. 26695 29 2026 IDOR wire transfer. 26787 change orders to the various contracts as specified in the packet. All in favor? Okay, and we'll move on to finance and Member Garcia.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. I make a motion to approve FIR 002126, authorization of contract with American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. That's Council 31.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Yes. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu. Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. And Member Galassi.
Okay, Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 003726 annual financial commitment in support of the DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau for fiscal year 2026 in the amount of $50,000.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 004326 acceptance and appropriation of the Best Friends Animal Society Families Forever Grant. This is in the amount of $20,000.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 004426 acceptance and appropriation of the Illinois Court Technology Modernization Program Grant fiscal year 26. This is the amount of $50,000 for the 18th Judicial Circuit Court.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 004626 budget transfers for 2/24/2026 various companies and accounting units.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 004726 approval of an agreement between the County of DuPage and the DuPage County Health Department for the use of investment earnings from the opioid settlement funds for the health department.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 000226 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to CDW Government to acquire various IT equipment for the election commission for the period of February 24th, 2026 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $129,396.16.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIP 000326 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Marsha McLennan Agency to provide assistance and evaluation of the county's health and wellness benefits for human resources for the period of April 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2029 for a contract total not to exceed $600,000.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 000426 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Diplex Technologies for managed IT monitoring and support for the Regional Office of Education for the period of February 25th, 2026 through February 24th, 2027 for a contract total amount not to exceed $55,000.
Okay. Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Garcia. Okay, we're going to move on to Animal Services and Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have one item. I get a motion on ASP 0001-26, which is a recommendation of approval of contract with Curry Motors to furnish and deliver a 2026 Ford White cargo van for not to exceed $59,729.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante, Member Martinez, Member Ozog, Member Schwarzy, Member Tornatori, Member Yu,
Aye.
Member Zay, Member Cahill, Member Childress, Member Covert,
Aye.
Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, and Member Honig.
Okay, thank you, Member Krajewski. Development and Member Tornatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 7-26, zoning 2562. Variation reduce the required lot size from 2 new lots. Service with well and septic from 20,000 feet to approximately 13,652 square feet for lot 1 and 19,321 square feet for lot 2. Variation reduced the required lot width for 2 new interior lots. Service with well and sewer from 100 feet to approximately 75 feet for lot 1 and 95 feet for lot 3, and a variation reduced the required lot width for 1 new corner lot. Service with well and sewer from required 125 feet to approximately 87 feet for lot 2.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Member Tornatori.
Aye.
Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. And Member Schwarzy.
Okay, Member Tornatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 9-26, zoning 2569 to approve a variation to reduce the side yard setback for an existing shed from 3 feet to approximately 1 foot.
Okay, any discussion? Leave is granted. Member Tornatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 10-26, zoning 2571, variation to reduce the corner side setback of a new attached garage from the required 20 feet to approximately 5 feet.
Okay, leave is granted. Member
Thank you, Madam
Tornatori.
Chair.
Thank you. Economic Development and Member Yu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our annual financial commitment to the DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau and its designation of county representation is on our agenda today. So for today's update, I want to highlight their work. Beth Marchetti presented at our last Economic Development Committee meeting and also provided additional updates worth sharing. For calendar year 2025, DuPage County's hotel revenue reached $438.7 million, an increase of 2.3% over 2024, with visitors booking approximately 4 million hotel room nights across our communities. And while that growth is encouraging, hotels continue to face rising operational costs and overall occupancy remains 1.4% below pre-pandemic levels. But as always, DCBB has been doing amazing work, and in partnership with our municipalities and the county, Beth and her staff generated an additional $156 million in economic impact benefiting our municipalities, the county, and the state. These efforts directly support jobs, small businesses, restaurants, retail, and our broader hospitality sector. And we also have exciting news from the DuPage Sports Commission. The commission will host the Midwest Battleground Esports Tournament March 6th through 8th. At the Sheraton Lisle Naperville Hotel. 85 teams representing 37 colleges and universities from 14 states, including New York, Maryland, Georgia, and South Carolina, will be participating here. And lastly, during our February Economic Development Committee meeting, we were honored to welcome Eric Rhodes, president of Advocate Good Sam Hospital, in recognition of Black History Month. And I just want to reiterate my appreciation for his thoughtful remarks on the connection between healthcare and economic development, and for outlining the work he's doing to address racial inequities in healthcare access and outcomes. So thank you. Moving on, I'd like to move on EDR 1-26, DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau designation of representation for grant purposes.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childers. Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. And Member Tornatori.
Okay. Environmental and Member Heather.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With 21 days away from the primary, I just want to share that the DuPage County Environmental Committee will be hosting its 2026 Spring Sign Recycling event. It'll be right here at the DuPage County campus. We are doing this for 2 days, Friday, March 20th, 3 to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, March 21st, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We'll recycle all political and other corrugated plastic and cardboard signs for recycling with no cost to the residents. But please be sure to separate the metal stands from the signs before you drop off. Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Member Schwarzy and Human Services.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everybody. With regards to all the feedback on our efforts to respond to food insecurity in DuPage County, staff and I have been taking notes, gathering data, talking with Chair Conroy and our stakeholders from around the county. And so our goal is to provide food to our pantry, supporting our residents in need, and to transform the food system infrastructure so that the DuPage pantries receive fresh, healthy food in a timely manner, allowing them to distribute it as quickly as possible, as well as creating long-term sustainability. So at our next Human Services meeting on March 3rd, we expect to have some proposed initiatives for our Human Services Committee to consider as we work together to accomplish these goals. At that time, Mary Keating will be here and we'll have a robust discussion. I invite all the board members to attend if they want to hear about it, but we will also have the presentation at the March 10th meeting 2 weeks from today. So more information coming in. I hope to see you guys there. And then some of us attended the DuPage Care Center's Legacy Gala, the first annual. Let's hope it continues from year to year. And I just got a memo from our director, Janelle Chadwick, who said the gala netted approximately $46,000 for our care center resident programming. which goes toward recreation therapy programs. And that's about 27% higher than what the previous, the Fall Fest used to raise. So kudos to the DuPage Care Center. And on to our agenda, I will make a motion to approve item HSCO 426, amendment to county contract 785400001 serve, issued to Healthy Air Heating and Airing for low-income home energy assistance program for community services to increase the contract by $150,000.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. And Member Ozog.
Okay, Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSR 526, recommendation for approval of a first modification to a home investment partnerships program agreement with Taft and Exmoor LP, project numbers HM2105, HM2202, and HM2302, incorporating newly effective requirements under the Illinois Prevailing Wage Act and incorporating language regarding immigration restrictions, requirements, eligibility, and verification as applicable due to a recent Federal Register notice issued by HUD.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSR 626, recommendation for approval of the transfer of ownership and assumption of all associated home investment partnerships program requirements from Illinois Independent Living Center, an Illinois not-for-profit corporation, to Little Friends, Inc., an Illinois not-for-profit corporation, for project number HM 16-01, Catherine Manor Apartments.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSR 726, recommendation for the approval of a first modification to home investment partnerships program agreement with Addison Horizon Limited Partnership, project numbers HM2201, HM2301, Addison Horizon Senior Living Community, removing reference to one on-site manager's unit and to ensure ongoing compliance with home property standard and inspection requirements.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you, I think. I move on HSR 826, recommendation for approval of a first modification to Community Development Block Grant Program Agreement with the Village of Addison, project number CD 2502, incorporating newly effective requirements under the Illinois Prevailing Wage Act.
Leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. Move on HSP 1526, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Chronos Inc. for time clocks for the DuPage Care Center for the period February 25-26 through February 24-27 for a contract total amount not to exceed $52,624.
Leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Finally, I move on HSP 1626, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Advocare Systems for rental of medical equipment, beds, and mattresses for the DuPage Care Center for the period March 1, 2026 through February 28, 2027 for a contract total amount not to exceed $67,000.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Member Schwarzy. Okay, Judicial and Public Safety and Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In Finance Committee, we had a little confusion for one of the items, 15B. So when we get to that item, I'll have Jeff Martinovich come and answer some questions. So moving on, I have no other committee update. So I move on JPS R-4-26, resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage on behalf of the Sheriff of DuPage County and Glenbard Township High School District number 87 for providing a school resource officer and authorizing the development of guidelines for reciprocal reporting. County costs 20% of the assigned officer's benefits and salary.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Evans.
Aye.
Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. And Member Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on JPSP 15-26, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Zoho Corporation to provide support for managed engine apps and licenses for the Sheriff's Office for the period of January 6th, 2026 through January 5th, 2027 for a contract total not to exceed $40,630. And I will have
Okay, Jeff.
Jeff from Finance come up here.
Yes, so after a finance committee meeting, we went back and we looked at this specific line item. And what happened during the budget process, there was nothing cut out of the budget. So what was requested stayed in this budget line. So there was some confusion about that finance and.
If I may, it's Deputy Chief Billwood. And can you guys hear me okay? Hello? I don't know, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. First I want to apologize. I was inaccurate with my statements about what this budget item was. This budget item was funded correctly. I conflated this with another one that was not. There was quite a bit of stuff that was cut from some of our software lines that I've talked with finance about. I apologize to Jennifer Sin because I was inaccurate. This error was a human error on this side by a staff member here that I'm dealing with internally. This one was funded and it was just submitted late. So I apologize for my error. There was a different budget line that we did have to transfer money with earlier in the year that was not funded with enough funds. And we did fund that internally, but that was not this one. And that was an error on my part. So I sincerely apologize for my error.
Okay, thank you so much. I guess no more questions.
Okay. Okay, leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP 16-26, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Polaris Pharmacy Services of Warrington LLC contract, that's a DBA, contract pharmacy services to provide pharmaceutical services and supplies for detainees for the Sheriff's Office for the period of February 26, 2026 through February 25th, 2027 for a contract total not to exceed $680,444.38.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Member Evans. A legislative and Member Desart.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for this update, Kate, who puts all our lobbyist messages together. So thank you for that. In Springfield on Wednesday, a joint session of the Illinois General Assembly convened to hear Governor Pritzker present his 8th budget and state address. Characterizing his fiscal proposal as a maintenance budget, it accounts for only a 0.5% increase in discretionary spending over FY26. The governor acknowledged that the difficulties in crafting this particular budget and encouraged legislators to exercise restraint in the budget process. He said everything is too expensive, and the governor cited a number of new proposals aimed at addressing affordability for families, like banning junk fees, making homeowners insurance policies more affordable, addressing rising energy costs, building more affordable housing, and easing the path toward college degrees. And in Washington, the biggest thing happening today, President Trump's State of the Union address will occur tonight at 8 p.m. our time. In non-congressional news, the Supreme Court issued a 6-3 ruling to overturn the president's broad tariff authority under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. This decision invalidates country-specific reciprocal tariffs, as well as levies on imported Canadian and Mexican goods. Other tariffs, such as those on aluminum and steel, do remain as Trump is exercising authority under a different law. And that is your legislative update. Thank you.
Okay, just a brief update on our AMI bill. It passed out of committee in the House last week, so we're very excited about that. So it's going to head to the House floor. Okay, Public Works and Member Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on PWP 526 on the recommendation for the approval of an agreement between DuPage County, Illinois and Burns and McDonald for a professional rate analysis of public works, water, and sanitary sewer utilities for a period of February 24, 2026 through November 30, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $41,763.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Shorzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu. Member Zay. And Member Cahill.
Okay, Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on PWP 626 on the recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to AT&T for analog and POTS service lines for various public works locations for a period of February 24, 2026 to February 16, 2028 for a total contract amount not to exceed $80,000.
Okay, leave is granted. Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on PWP 726 on a recommendation for the approval of a contract to RJN Group, Inc. to review and inspect water main pipelines for public works for a period of February 24, 2026 to November 30, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $72,468.
Okay, leave is granted. Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on FMP 426 on the recommendation for the approval of a contract order to Curry Motors to furnish and deliver two 2026 Ford Transit 350 cargo vans for facilities management for a period of February 2025. February 25, 2026 to November 30, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $112,132.
Leave is granted. Vice Chair Childress.
Finally, I'd like to move on FMP 526 on a recommendation for the approval of a contract to Petroleum Traders Corp. To furnish and deliver off-road diesel fuel as needed for the power plant and standby power facilities for a period of April 1, 2026 through March 31, 2027 for facilities management for a contract total amount not to exceed $101,000.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Vice Chair Childress. And Stormwater and Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't know if everybody knows, but this week is National Engineers Week. So I just want to thank not only our engineers in stormwater, transportation, facilities, public works, but all our engineers. These people are our problem solvers out there, and they do a lot for us. So just want to wish them a great National Engineers Week. And I think the chair said the engineers can have Friday off, right? Yeah, okay.
Except for Sarah Hahn.
Okay. But again, thank you to all our engineers and everything they do for the county.
Okay. Thank you, Member Zay. Technology and Sadia and Member Covert.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on TE-CO-226, amendment to purchase order 7399 issued to Imaging System, Inc., doing business as Integrated Document Technologies for the annual Highland and CAPSA software assurance maintenance of imaging systems for supervisor of assessments, treasurer, family center, coroner, and county clerk, paid for by Information Technology to increase the contract in the amount of $28,000, resulting in amended contract total amount not to exceed $355,930.81.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Shorzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. And Member Childress.
Okay. Member Covert.
Thank you. I move on TE-P-3-26, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Insight Public Sector
for the procurement and annual maintenance and support of VeritasNet backup software for information technology for the period of March 18, 2026 through March 17, 2029 for a contract total amount of $385,588.50, contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Covert. Transportation and Member Ozak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. When you were over at the 140 building, did they guarantee you that if we pass this first item, ordering more salt, there will be no more snow? That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Actually, though, we are ordering more salt to be sure that we have an insurance policy, depending on what we may have to experience. But we will evaluate where we're at with our supply in the fall and order accordingly. So I move to approve 260703, an amendment to DTR 1525 issued to Compass Materials America Incorporated to furnish and deliver bulk rock salt as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period June 24th, 2025 through May 31st, 2026 to increase the encumbrance in the amount of $212,370, resulting in an amended contract total amount of $920,270, an increase of 30%.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Ozog,
Yes.
Member Schwarzy, Member Tornatori, Member Yu,
Aye.
Member Zay, Member Cahill, Member Childress, Member Covert,
Aye.
Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante, and Member Martinez.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 1026, recommendation for the approval of a contract to JX Truck Center of Elmhurst to furnish and deliver Cummins engine repair and replacement parts as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period of April 1st, 2026 through March 31st, 2027 for a contract total not to exceed $50,000 per renewal option, second of 3 options to renew.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Ozak.
Thanks. I move for approval of DTP 1126, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Al Warren Oil Company to furnish and deliver gasoline and diesel fuel as needed for the Division of Transportation and Public Works for the period April 1st, 2026 through March 31st, 2027 for a contract total not to exceed $1,750,000. Division of Transportation, $1 million. Public Works, $750,000 per renewal option, third and final renewal.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Ozog.
And finally, I move for approval of DTP 1226, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Earthworks Land Improvement for sanitary sewer relocation and related grading and landscape restoration as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period of February 24th, 2026 through May 31st, 2027 for a contract total not to exceed $1,071,646.40 per FGMA bid. Thank you.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Ozak. Okay, we're going to move on to old business, and we do have one item under old business, and I'll call on Member Tornatori for that.
Thank you. I thank Madam Chair. I would move approval of DCO 6-26 zoning 2548 Lucky 7 Bistro for a variation to allow video gaming cafe restaurant within 1,000 feet of an existing video gaming cafe gaming terminal establishment.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Without advocating one way or the other on this, perhaps for hopefully the last time, I can give a little bit of background and some facts and some dates on how we got here. On December 4th, the Zoning Board of Appeals unanimously recommended this variation. On January 6th of 2026, the Development Committee voted to recommend this variation. On January 13th, this county board voted to deny this variation. On January 27th of this year, there was a motion to reconsider the county board's denial of that variation. It was then sent for a motion to reconsider on February 10th, which brings us to today. From a factual standpoint, and this is from not only the petitioner, but the petitioner's attorney, and I have verified the facts, so these are in fact the facts. Lucky 7 paid for and obtained a building permit
for a gaming cafe in November of 2023. That was prior to the 1,000-foot distance requirement between gaming cafes. In reliance, Lucky 7 then built out their facility, expending what has been said to be over $200,000. They were issued a certificate of occupancy on March 20th, 2025. County invoiced them, and they were issued a G1 gaming license and paid for it. However, were not issued that gaming license because in 2024, we established a 1,000-foot requirement between gaming cafes, which did not exist at the time that the petitioner, Lucky 7, applied for its building permit. Therefore, that brings us to today and the variation from the petitioner. As to the issue with the Village of Addison, who I know has not in favor of this, factually, Addison has more than 30 video gaming facilities or establishments with video gaming terminals. Many of are within 1,000 feet of each other. This property is on Addison. It is, on Lake Street, surrounded by the Village of Addison, and therefore any separation agreement that we have imposed would be irrelevant to Addison because they have many within 1,000 feet of each other. So those are the facts. I hope that answers some questions.
Okay. Discussion? Member Cahill.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Member Tornatori, for that explanation. I have to say that as a District 1 representative, I listen to the people, I listen to the mayor, I listen to my constituents, and I am going to vote no on this issue. We're asking for a variation today, and I understand all the facts and all the background, but the zoning is 1,000 feet of an existing video gaming cafe restaurant, 1,000 feet. That's what we set the zoning as. That's why there is a variation today. And so therefore, I am going to say no to this because I want to support the zoning law, and I want to listen to the people of Addison, my constituents, and the mayor, and deny this petition.
Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was a member of the Glen Ellen Zoning Board for 6 years, and I've been a member of this Development Zoning Board for 8 years. And one of the critical issues that a zoning board needs to look at is hardship or practical difficulty. And in my opinion, this is a hardship that the county caused. The petitioner had gone through all of the proper processes to apply for this business. It was known to everyone what he was planning to do. And then we changed course midstream. And while I'm not a proponent of video gambling in particular, I do find that as a person with a background in zoning and experience in zoning, I think that this is a situation that definitely meets a hardship. He had expended his funds, he was anticipating, and we had already said that he would be able to do it. So I think that because we changed our zoning, which we certainly should apply in the future, and I'm certainly happy to discuss any types of limits that people have been interested in discussing as to number of video sites, et cetera. I think in this particular case that the petitioner has shown a hardship. Thank you.
Member Covert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just going to say that I was looking at the packet and the notes, and this gaming license facility, gambling facility, is close proximity to an existing gaming establishment, one of which is 200 feet away. This property is also adjacent to single-family residential area located along Berry Avenue and on 2nd Street. I do want to, I respect our ordinances and our zoning laws, and I concur with my colleague, board member Cronin Cahill, and I will also be voting no.
Member Garcia.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a little clarity. I thought in the development committee, there was a discussion, and maybe Member Tornatori or someone from development can answer that there was 2 businesses here, and one got their license in first, and then the other one got their license in. And so it was like first come, first serve kind of a thing. And so, to me, it's like, if you know, and I thought that the business that we're talking about today, Lucky Seven, was just a bistro, and then they ended up putting the gaming in. So if I can just get a little bit of clarity on that, because I feel that, I worked for a building and zoning department for 21 years. And so I'm really a stickler on, making sure, thank you, Jim. Thank you. On stickler on, making sure that we're following the right procedures. So that's why I want to make sure I'm voting on this the way that it should be. Little mouth.
There you go.
All right, so yes, there are two facilities next to each other. The first that did receive the gaming was Royal Liquor and Gaming. Originally, this was denied because it was within 1,000 feet of a school. In June of 2025, ROE removed its truancy school, so then that was approved first. And then now this is for Lucky Seven Bistro, which is directly next door. So there was one that was in first, and now this is the second one.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, thanks.
Okay, member you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So yes, I'm a member of the Development Committee as well. And when something comes in for a variation, they have to meet certain standards. There are all these factors that you have to pass in order for a variation to be granted. And in this situation, the Zoning Board of Appeals believed that all those factors were satisfied. And that is why they unanimously approved this variation. I know that other members have talked about, the people who live in Addison and everything, but 77 neighboring households signed a petition stating that they had no objection. That was something that was provided, I think, through public comment by Mr. Patel. And Royal Liquor and Gaming, the one that's within 1,000 feet, they have no objection to this either, and they included that in the packet in the information. And if you do look at the transcript of the Zoning Board of Appeals, they specify the reasons why they went forward with this, that it satisfied all the requirements, and then they unanimously approved it. And that is also the reason why in development, we also approved it. And therefore, regardless of my personal beliefs about video gambling, this satisfied the legal requirements and the statutes, and this business, in reliance of what the county was doing, started this business, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. And just as, and I echo what Member Ozog stated, that this was something that we created, and they will then be, there is a hardship here, obviously. So for all those reasons, I will be voting yes.
Go ahead. Member Torrance.
Just so there's no misunderstanding, this is not within 1,000 feet of a church or school. So let's not conflate that. And just from a practical and policy standpoint, yes, I too believe in the zoning laws, but when that's the point of the variation, is because we're saying that this zoning law may or may not apply in this particular case. And that's why someone comes for a variation, got this approved at the Zoning Board of Appeals and the Development Committee. And that's why we're here today.
Member Kuczewski.
Thank you. I agree with the last member, a lot of what was at the hearing, but this happens a lot. It's probably happened a lot in the history of DuPage County here, and I'll turn to the state's attorneys, but where the next step, if this gets denied, is if they want, they can file a lawsuit. And we've had several lawsuits, and the judge will walk in, and specifically facts of this case where they relied on it, we gave it to them, they're going to issue it. And I remember when I first got on the board, I believe we denied a zoning for something in District 6, and the Seventh Circuit, the federal judge basically said, you have to give them that relief. And we went and came back, and our state's attorney told us that we have to give it to them because of the facts of the case. And I think I would rely on our state's attorney. We have them here, but I don't see any way with the facts in this case. If we said no, the judge is going to come back if they decide to take it that far and tell us we're going to have to give it to them. And I would ask the three of you that are sitting in here, you see the facts of it. If you would, I know you can't. I think you would say that that's the case. I see a nod of a head up.
Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As a board and as an elected official, I sincerely believe that we are only as good as our word. We gave this gentleman our word as a board that he could continue with his business. This man went out and spent $200,000 based on our word. And then to take that word back is a complete betrayal to what we stand for. So I will be voting yes for that.
Okay, Member Ozog.
I just want to reiterate that the original application did include cafe and gambling, video gambling. So from the very initial application, this constituent was planning on both functions. I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Okay, Member Galassi.
Thank you. I just, is it possible for the state's attorney to give any kind of opinion on what Member Krajewski was asking?
Well, we can never predict exactly what a judge is going to do, but he is correct that they could file a lawsuit.
And I'm just guessing you can't say one way or the other what you.
Well, I would guess that with regards to what has happened in the past, the judge would say this meets the legal requirements if it does, and probably rule as Mr. Krajewski has said.
Okay, thank you. I just would like to say that I have heard the members that have given public comment, and I too am not in favor of gaming facilities. However, like my fellow members have also mentioned, I do believe that we have created a hardship for this individual, and to save the county any legal fees, I will be voting yes on this.
Okay, anybody else? Member Honig.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. I just want to concur with some of my colleagues. I agree. I believe that there is a hardship here. I believe they put in their due diligence and, they invested a lot of money into this, upwards of $200,000. And I think that, this is kind of like what Member Tornatore said, this is what a variance is for, and I will be voting yes and supporting this. Thank you.
Okay, I think the law is pretty clear on this. And also, I believe Addison has put a moratorium on gaming. Is that true? Okay. So they've taken care of any further expansion within the town of Addison. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Tornatore.
Aye.
Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert.
No.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. And Member Schwarzy.
Okay, with 15 ayes, 3 nays, 0 absent, motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Member Tornatore. Okay, does anybody else have anything in old business? Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to continue the conversation as far regarding video gambling, video gaming. I think I would like to have encourage our development committee to maybe take another look at the number of licenses we have. I know you're the liquor commissioner, so you can control the liquor licenses, but maybe we should take a pause and take a look at how many gaming establishments we have here, not only in DuPage County as a whole, but in unincorporated DuPage County, and see if there are if any other board members want to look at capping. I think last time I asked about a cap and trade model for these liquor licenses, not liquor licenses, but the gaming licenses, but that probably would be too complicated. But we could reduce the number of, I think we could reduce the number of gaming licenses that we have, but we need more experts to weigh in on the legalities of all that stuff. I am not the subject matter expert in gambling, and I know the state regulates a lot of it. So we are beholden to what the state regulations are. But if there's any room for discussion, within the county board jurisdiction. I would encourage our development committee to take a look at it. Thank you.
So do we want somebody to come up and explain exactly how that works? If you have a liquor license, you have the ability to apply for a gaming license. Anybody want to add to that? And that is done through state statute. In terms of capping, I don't know if we have the ability to do it, but we can certainly look at that.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Member Gajewski.
Just real quick, home rule communities have the ability to do that. Just another reason
No,
to
how did I know you were going to say that?
get the county at home rule.
So, well, and what Member Krajewski just said is very true. So we may need to go to Springfield to cap that, unfortunately, because we're not home rule. Okay.
And several of the home rule communities use that for liquor licenses where they only have, say, like down 30.
Yes.
And then they could go and vote to expand to increase it by one
Yes.
for home rule powers if they get a business that comes in and they like the concept, et cetera, and then they may go and expand it. Otherwise, they have different category licenses and we're capped out. You can't open one, but they have the home rule authority to increase those caps.
They do. Yes. We don't. Member DeSert.
Thank you. I am concerned. I'm very concerned about deaths in our jail. We paid $11 million. A woman was in jail for 85 days. 50-year-old mother. She died in June of 2023. I'm going to say her name, Renata Aguilar Hurtado. And the judge even said it was a failure to act. Now on February 10th, we've got 46-year-old David Camion, who died in our jail, or just he was transferred to the hospital. But, you know, and I know that there's an Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority that collects data related to death in custody, use of force incidents, and their data is old. I've got this document from 2019 to mid 2020, the end of 2020, and we do have one item on here, a death in our jail at on 6/22/20, but this data is old. So my point is, I'm concerned about these deaths in our jail. I know that these instances where an individual dies in custody are supposed to be documented. And I think, number one, this board should receive that information, how old the victim was, male or female, and how they died based on the coroner's information. This data should be available to the public for transparency. My second concern is that this incident is under investigation according to the DuPage County Sheriff's Office. And I thought the DuPage County Sheriff's Office is investigating their own death in their jail. So it should be investigated by an outside authority. I'm not saying anything that wasn't in the paper, state's attorney. This was all in the newspaper, so I'm not saying anything new. But it should be investigated by an outside authority so that the public can have transparency and the sheriff's office can have accountability. And my other suggestion is that I know we've got nurses over at the jail. Maybe we should hire a doctor at the jail as well. Concerning that we have deaths in the jail and we never hear anything about it until we have to pay out a lawsuit. So I'd like more transparency over there. Thank you.
I just want to say in response to that, there is an active investigation going on and we're not allowed to speak about it while that's happening. So we will get you the information as soon as we legally can. Anybody else? Okay, new business? Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, this past Saturday, I was here at the county complex handing out the senior meal program that we worked with the sheriff's office that we took over from the Senior Citizens Council. And my concern is we had a lot of talk about tightening the restrictions. Well, I think we've tightened the restrictions to the point where this program is no longer viable. We used to have hundreds of seniors there. We had 25 cars there on Saturday. And talking to the sheriff's office and the corporal that runs it, the seniors are saying, I'm just above that line. I can't get the meals, even though I have to pay for my medication. I have to do all of this. The restriction you've put on me with LIHEAP and other income, I no longer qualify, so I can't get these meals. And I think we really have to look at it because we used to have, I mean, and many board members there, we used to have hundreds of cars there. And when I came over there and there was 10 cars sitting in line waiting when it opened, and then another 10 cars came while the hour I was there, is just concerning, because I know Member Eckhoff, we don't put restrictions on other people that hand out food to our food pantries and stuff, that, we want to feed people. And it just seems like we're putting an onerous restrictions on the seniors right now. And I would hope we can take a look at it, because it's just alarming that we know we used to have seniors there lined up, waiting for food. And now, because we've changed the restrictions, that we're only getting, 25, 30 people there. I know they've got a senior home in Naperville that they give the meals to, they come and pick them up. But I don't think that's what we want. I think this board, we've always been, we want to help people, especially our seniors. And I think we need to take a look at that, because it's really disheartening that we used to have a robust program, and now with the restrictions we put on, it's kind of disappeared. So we know there's seniors out there that need this help, and that I think we just have to make some tweaks and some changes to get these people get this food. So we
Thank you
can
for
look
bringing
into
that to our attention. I agree. Member
I'd be happy to sit with Jim.
Today.
And maybe we can get together with Mary and the sheriff, and we can work something out, Jim, and come up with a plan.
Okay. Member Eckhoff?
I just get a list of whatever those restrictions are, when they were put in, and
Yeah, when were they changed? When did we
They got
change
to
them?
qualify for LIHEAP. That's pretty much the economic threshold.
So did LAHEAP change their threshold?
I don't think so.
and I don't know what the qualifications are for LIHEAP, so.
Yeah, okay, well, let's take a look at it. We certainly don't want people going hungry. Anybody else? Member Schwarzy?
Well, since we don't meet again till next, for a couple of weeks, I just wanted anybody whose birthday is on Friday, please raise their hand. Paula, happy early birthday.
Oh, I think we should sing. What do we think? Who wants to sing? Right? Where's the cake? Happy birthday, Member Garcia. Say to you. Happy birthday to you. Stand up. Say, dear Paula, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Member Schwarzy, I think you're going to pay for that. Okay. Anybody else in new business? Oh, by the way, we just celebrated Member Schwarzy's 60th birthday. Oh my goodness, that's right. Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Yes.
The senior member of District 6 age-wise.
Yes. Yes, that was a very big celebration. Okay, I am informed that we do have matters before us requiring us to enter into executive session. I'll ask those not associated with executive session to please exit the room. I will take a motion to go into executive session. Krajewski and Evans. We will, yeah. As soon as people leave. Okay, Mr. Deputy, there's figuring this out. Okay, we need to take roll to go into executive session.
Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff.
Chad.
Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Torneswari. Member Yu.
Here.
And Member Zay.
Okay, now that we're back in open session, Mr. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll to ensure quorum.
Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert.
Here.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori, Member Yu, and Member Zay.
Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn this meeting. Okay, all in favor? This meeting is adjourned till Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 at 10 a.m.